A lot of this stuff you guys are probably already using, I would bet. A lot of this stuff is stuff we use at St. Joe's already. We use HippoEM for our board review currently, or at least the residents have access to it. They have quite a lot on their website, in addition to just the basic HippoEM board review course. They have adult EM boot camp. They have a peds EM boot camp. They have Essentials of EM, which is a yearly conference. They also have LLSA prep, where you can buy the articles that are already broken down for you, and give you a pretty good synopsis of each article that you can just sort of zip right through and then just answer the questions. They pull out each individual question kind of on its own. So it's really, really fast, but there's quite a lot on their website. You can pick and choose. There's, with board prep, it's really interesting that there's something out there for every single learning style. When I recertified the first time for emergency medicine, I used HippoEM and on the recommendation of a friend, and I wasn't sure I was going to like it because I'm very much a sit with a book and notes and kind of just read and write. And that's really how I learn best. And I didn't think I'd like Hippo because it's a lot of videos, but I really did enjoy it a lot and I got a lot out of it. So it surprised me, but I think it really did help me kind of prep for the concert exam. ROSH review is very popular. We do use ROSH quite a lot in our residency. We use it for quizzes, and a lot of the residents like the mobile app where you can just do quick 10, 15 questions at a time on a pretty frequent basis. They have a 100% pass guarantee or your money back. And they have 300 ABEM formatted questions on their website. They say they're written with love. I like them because they're constantly updating their database and cycling their questions in and out. So I really like that about them. They do have a premium version as well that has 5,000 questions. So that's kind of nice as well. It's a little pricey, but if you do happen to get CME or when you're graduating, you want to use up the last bit of that CME, you can buy that. But it is almost $700 for the premium. So to keep that in mind. But if you've got some extra cash to burn, I think it's probably worth it. There's also National Emergency Medicine Board Review, EM Coach, and then of course, if you want to do something for free, there's Ali EM. They've got an emergency medicine prep book, which is just nice to kind of browse through. It's not quite as robust, but Ali EM is kind of a great resource. They also do other learning modules as well that are really great topic reviews. Of course, there's peer review. Those questions are a bit on the tougher side, but I actually think they are more akin to what the board's questions actually look like. If you're an ACEP member, you do get a bit of a discount, and it's $359 for ACEP members. They do have a really nice visual stimulus bank as well associated with that. When I was in residency and taking the boards initially, I used the Carol Rivers book, as did a lot of us. It's out of Ohio ACEP, so this might be more of a East Coast kind of thing because I don't really hear a lot of folks on the West Coast talking about Carol Rivers. But I thought it was a really great resource, so I wanted to include it here. It has a web-based app available as well. And it also, if you buy the physical books, it comes with flashcards too. And I kind of like having multiple visual stimuli available to me. So I really like Carol Rivers. Speaking of Ohio ACEP, if you have the chance to go to an actual board prep course, there's 2 of them that I highly recommend. Ohio ACEP is great. I went to their board prep course in Ohio for the written boards, and they were fantastic, great teachers. And the Illinois ACEP is really great for their oral board review. You actually do if they ever go back to non-virtual oral boards, which may or may not happen when you guys take it, but the oral board prep course in Illinois, you actually do in the same hotel where you take the oral board. So it was just like being there. Same, ugly carpet that you stand on, same rooms you wait outside of. It was just like taking the oral boards. So by the time I took the oral boards, I'd already done it and it was great. So I highly recommend both of those courses. And if you are an ACET member, there is a discount. Just for your basic edification, I'm sure all of you are well familiar with all of these websites, but these are some things that I share with my residents and websites that I frequent for various reasons, for whether it's prep or whether it's just studying or whether it's just keeping up with the literature. And you guys, I'm sure, know these websites well, but these are just great websites for just keeping up. And that's all I got. Thank you.
Awesome. Any questions for Dr. Oakes? Fantastic. I think I did, for the written boards, I did peer, ROSH review, and HippoEM lectures. HippoEM came towards the end where I was tired of doing questions. So I just like watched videos like aimlessly. But I found that I liked kind of sticking with just a few resources because otherwise I got really, really overwhelmed with too many things. And then for oral boards, it was, I forgot the, is it Okuda? I forget the name of the book.
Yeah, Okuda is a pretty good book.
Right, it was like the Okuda book that I used, and then myself and a few of my residency friends would meet up for coffee. I'd say about we met up several times actually to do some cases. So I found that to be really helpful also.
I find running cases is helpful. I think the oral boards in general are not particularly tricky. I think it's learning to play the game of the oral boards. It's the getting into the rhythm of the role playing. That's the hard part. The medicine of the oral boards, I don't think is ever meant to be difficult.
Right.
I don't think they're ever trying to trick you up with the medicine itself. They're usually fairly straightforward cases. It's keeping all of the tasks straight in your mind. And if you get into, you practice those types of things and getting yourself a system of doing that, that's the trick of doing well on the oral boards. So practicing cases with friends or other attendings, or your attendings in your program, that's really the trick of the oral boards. The medicine's not hard. The medicine. By the time you're done residence, the medicine. That's easy. That's the nice part about it.